Hi, I'm Dr. John Izzo. First of all, from all of us at the Izzo team, we want to send you our best thoughts during this challenging time of COVID 19. We know that many of you are facing great difficulties and obstacles in your businesses and in your personal lives and communities, and we want you to know we're thinking of you. Now, today I'd like to ask, though, a very important question. As this crisis abates, do you want to go back to the old normal, back to the way things were? Now, I know there's lots of things we certainly want to go back to. We want to go back to living free from fear about getting sick or our loved ones getting sick. We want the freedom to visit more personally and closely with friends and family and colleagues. Many of us want to travel again, and we certainly want the economy to be more robust. But in a deeper way, this is a great time to ask, do we really want to just go back? Recently, in the United Kingdom, Brits were asked that question. How many of you want to go back to the old normal when things are done, when the crisis is over? And only 1 in 10, about 9% of Brits, said they wanted to go back to the way things were. 54% said they hope to make meaningful changes based on what they've experienced during COVID. Some of the things they said they noticed is that they were being more intentional about reaching out to family and friends, that they felt more connected to their communities, that they were enjoying the joy of eating at home, and they were noticing the environment was thriving around them. The bottom line is 90% said, I don't want to go back. That mirrors some research we did recently at the University of British Columbia, where I'm on the faculty, where we did a project for Father's Day where we interviewed and did focus groups with fathers about their experiences during COVID. And what we discovered, not surprisingly, is that fathers said, I'm feeling closer to my family and my kids, even though this is a challenging time. We're actually having more dedicated family time together than we normally do. And many of them said they were not sure they wanted to go back to the time-starved, parallel, overscheduled lives that they were living before. Many of them said they'd noticed that they were working less, spending less, and actually enjoying both. Now, many of my business clients have said similar things about what they've noticed in their businesses. First of all, many of them have noticed that we're able to accomplish things virtually we never thought we could before. So maybe we don't have to get on airplanes and cars to have those meetings in the future. Many are feeling more connected to their team members and to their clients than ever before, as we all get a little more real talking about what's happening in our lives, and as we reach out to find out what our customers' needs are during this crisis. Many of the businesses who are my clients are telling me that they're noticing they can accomplish things in record time. Like an insurance client of mine who said that they did a digital transformation of their entire business in less than 3 weeks, that they were told before the crisis would take a year to two to accomplish what wound up happening in a matter of weeks. With bureaucracy out of the way and a sense of urgency and focusing on what was important, they were amazed what they could accomplish. And certainly many of us have noticed things about society during this time. Many of us have noticed that we're not all equal, that some of us had the privilege of sheltering in place while others had to go out and be on the front line so that we could shelter in place. Many people didn't have the privilege of having a nest egg and were living paycheck to paycheck and couldn't pay their rent or their mortgage. Many of us watched in horror the video of George Floyd's death in Minneapolis at the hands of police, and it has catalyzed a global conversation about race and racial justice, and people demanding companies and CEOs to step up and speak up and take a stand in unprecedented ways. Now, I don't know how you would answer the questions that I'm asking today, but I know it's very important that we ask them. What have you noticed in your family and in your personal life, in this normal that you want to take into whatever new normal comes after. Maybe like me, you've noticed that you like being home more, that you like having more spaciousness in your time with your family. Maybe you've enjoyed eating at home more. Whatever it is, what do you want to take from this normal to be a part of the new normal? What have you noticed in your business? About what you can do virtually? About people's capacity to work on their own? About what can happen when we cooperate and get rid of bureaucracy and have a sense of urgency? And what have you noticed about society that you want to make sure you are a part of changing going forward? Maybe you've noticed the environment is better and you want to double down on your efforts for a greener, more thriving, sustainable future. Maybe you've noticed that the levels of inequality in our society are simply not acceptable and that we need to finally do something about them, whether they're racial justice or economic inequality. Maybe you just want to be kinder and more connected to the people in your community. As I said, I don't know how you would answer those questions, but I know that transition is a beautiful time to ask different questions. And the question I'd like to ask you is, what have you noticed personally during this time that you want to make a part of your new normal as the crisis abates? What have you noticed in your business that you want to take into the world yet to come? And how do you want to be engaged as a business, as a leader, and as an individual in creating a more equitable, sustainable future for all of us? As the old saying goes, never let a good crisis go to waste. So we have a transition here now. And the real question is, what do we want to go back to? I've spent my whole life trying to get leaders and companies and individuals to be more intentional. So I hope you'll be intentional about answering those questions for yourself and your team. Meanwhile, stay safe, be kind, and above all, keep on leading.